Enlighten Me, the podcast everyone is talking about, with your host, Julian, where wisdom, knowledge, and experience meet the public.
All right, here we go. This is your host, Julian, on Enlighten Me. I'm going to do a video podcast, change it up for starting off on 2025. If you have any questions or you want to reach out to me, you can email me at enlightenmejulian@gmail.com. Still kicking it on Spotify, Google, Amazon, Apple Podcasts. It's good. I'm going to be doing a lot more videos as well. Now I get that set up all good and good to go. And yeah, so I just need a little couple more contestants on here, get some more clients, and we'll be good to go. And it is sponsored by New Breed Fitness. That is my fitness company. Online training, trying to lose weight, build a booty, whatever you're trying to do, holla at me. I got you. We'll get you ready right before summer hits. And we have our good friend, Deandra, on. How you doing, Deandra?
I am doing wonderful. Thank you so much for having me, Julian.
Yeah, it's been a little bit. I think you've done like 2 or 3 podcasts with me, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I've been a guest a couple times. It's definitely been a while, way too long, but I am happy to be back.
Well, thank you. And you run a couple of things. You're doing a couple of things, right? Or you want to keep that on the hush hush for now?
No. Definitely building my own news style blog. Definitely been working on that more over the past year. It's called Just News Unfiltered. You can go to justnewsunfiltered.com. It's a blog site. We write news articles. We are also on X and also on Facebook. We are working on getting our YouTube channel up and running. But yeah, so if you want to just keep up with some politics, like we focus on politics, current events, things of that nature. So yeah, if that's something that you're interested in, feel free to give me a follow.
All right. And how can they reach you on that? Or you gonna keep their
Just News Unfiltered. So you can go to justnewsunfiltered.com. It's got the links to all of our social medias on there.
Perfect. And as y'all know what the title is of the podcast, it was a time, because a lot of people like hearing about me. They say I don't hear enough about me. And my mentor even said I need to start integrating myself a little bit more in my craft. So there was a time, and Deandra doesn't even know this, so I just told her about 10 minutes ago. I found out a girl I was talking to had a husband, a fiancé. I guess I was the boyfriend or the side dude, and then other side people on the side. And it was a whole conundrum of craziness. And it's wild. It's definitely wild. So Deandra's going to ask me some things about the story to keep me on track, and we'll go from there. And of course, the names have been, disclaimer, the names, times, locations, all have been swayed. So I'm getting a damn defamation thing.
So the thotty is allowed to remain a thought in peace.
Yeah. Well, the husband wanted me to blast everything. I talked to that man. He was like, send it. And I was like, yeah, easy for you to say. I got a platform and some other stuff. I can't just do that, sir.
Yeah. Ooh, this should be an interesting one. Yeah, I have no idea about any of this, but just your introduction to it, I was like, what in the world? Yes, we definitely need to
I was
dive
telling
into this one.
somebody yesterday, and they're like, you don't seem like you picked that type of woman. I was like, I didn't. Now, are there red flags? There's always red flags. You know, when somebody's going wrong, there's always red flag. And then looking back, I'm pretty stern on how I am and how I move and who I pick, who I choose, better yet. So, yeah, there's some things I was like, whatever, because it was whatever at the time. I was talking to somebody at the same time, too. So, looking back, it all started, you know, I got to sway the story. Can't tell too much. I was somewhere, I was helping somebody out with fitness and things of that nature. And she butted in, we'll just call her urchin or peasant, whatever y'all want to call her. And she butted in saying, hey, I would like to work out with you too. And I take my craft pretty seriously. And that being said, I was like, cool. I didn't think nothing of it. Yeah, I mean, she's an attractive woman, but you know, business is business. I don't mix business with pleasure and nothing like that. And she started hanging out with me more. We started working out. Like, it was never anything like, it was platonic. It was, you know, it was nothing crazy. And she started hanging out with some of the guys because she just got to this area and stuff like that. And one time she's like, hey, can I come back with you? And I'm renting a room out because I was trying to buy a house at the time. at somebody's house. And I was like, yeah, sure. You know how that goes. So I was like, yeah, but I need to stop by this other bar because I got to see this guy. He's been hooking me up with some insight on building another business and things of that nature. So we get there, yada, yada, yada. I start talking to her about my, what I want in a woman. She starts asking me things of that nature. I laid it all down. Like, this is what I want. This is what I would like. So I'm looking for do's, don'ts, pet peeves, all that. And, personal information, things of that nature, because we're growing at this point. She said, okay. So she actually didn't come home with me that night because I stayed there later because, business before anything else.
Mm-hmm.
And we fast forwarded. I think I was with another gentleman and he told me that she was married. And I was like, wait, what? She can't be married. This is not possible. Like, she doesn't wear a ring, of course, or anything like that. She never disclosed that. She's a pretty open, supposedly.
So wait, hold on,
person.
pause. See, I'm gonna jump in and put pause
Yeah.
to get some clarity. For the audience, of course, not for me, for the audience.
Yeah.
So somebody told you. So this is like right when you first meet this girl. Somebody told you that she was married.
I think it was probably about 3 or 4 months later. Yeah.
Okay, no. I feel like we're skipping over quite a bit. Hold on. So you guys met. You're telling her all the things that you want in a woman, things of that nature, and so you guys just started dating. Like y'all started dating. Like
we
you were
started
hanging
dating.
out more.
Yeah, we started dating, the whole thing. Like, I mean, she seemed like a good woman, God-fearing. That's what threw me out all for a loop because, I try to hold my faith, like, to the epitome of everything. So, that was my, I guess, I want to say weak point, but her vantage point to weasel her way in my life, or nasty. But, yeah, we started dating and all that jazz. And it was going good. Very smart, very intellectual. Vernacular was top tier. She knew how to dress a little bit, slightly.
Okay.
But, it was a personality and character that mattered most to me at that
Yeah, I
point.
got you. So was she your girlfriend, or just you guys weren't exclusive? Y'all were just kind of dating.
We were dating and then we became exclusive. And that's when I found out supposedly she had a husband.
Okay.
So, okay. That's different. Didn't know about this, but we can run with this. So of course I was like, I refuted it. I went and asked her. She's like, yeah, but we're separated. And I was like, you never brought this up. Like, you're technically still married. Like, that's how I see it. Like, you're married until you get a divorce.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm separated. And I was like, well, you never. At this point, I'm like, yo, what else are you hiding? Like, if you can keep this from me and never wear a ring or whatever is going on and not disclose this information, what else are you hiding? So that was the first red flag. And she said, I was like, I told her, I was like, hey, I can't mess with you. I can't be with you. I can't do none of that because you're married in my book. So she said, okay, well, I'll get a divorce. And I was like, okay. Well, I was like, well, we can't do anything till then because yada, yada, yada. So
why aren't you already divorced?
Yeah, why is this a thing? Why am I finding out from somebody else? So, if I keep looking over here, people, because of the laptop, her voice is right over there. So she made fake divorce papers and showed me them. I don't know how she did it, or she probably Googled it or something crazy. But she's like, yeah, I'm mailing them off. All he has to do is sign it, and I'm officially divorced. I was like, well, once he signs it, let me know. We can go from there. I think it was like a month later or so. So we still stayed in touch and stuff like that. I wasn't like going to meet up with her. I didn't want none of that smoke because, husbands will kill over their wives. And boyfriends fight over their girlfriends. So I didn't want none of that smoke. And I guess voila, she was divorced after that. Any questions, before you
Take a sip. I mean, that's not really how divorces work. Like, you don't just sign it and then poof.
Yeah.
Just poof, now you're divorced. But She
I
sounds like a
think,
very interesting woman already. Okay. I don't know why it took getting exposed for being married to be like, oh, I'll just get a divorce. Like, why didn't you already do
yeah,
that?
that's
But
that's pretty extreme. That's it's a little wild. Yeah, I like wild, but that's pretty extreme. Um,
okay. All
so
right.
yes, supposedly she was divorced. I was like, all right, let me tiptoe back into this, because I want to settle down. I want a woman, things of that nature, and so we tiptoed back into it. And I think what happened. I think where was it? What was next? Somebody at work was saying that she was messing with somebody else. And I was like, nah, she's not like that. The way she moves, I couldn't foresee that. Like, we spend a lot of time together, vice versa, at each other's place. Um, she had a unique job. I can't say too much. She had a unique job where she had to go away for certain times. And, I can validate and verify that for sure. But I could never foresee what people were claiming were going on. So, I did that one thing that men never do. I was like, let me see your phone. And then she started crying. I was like, ain't no fucking way you gonna start crying. Like, over this. Like, you can see my phone. I was like, yo, my phone's right here. I got nothing to hide, girl. What we doing? Like, what's going on here? So she started crying. I was like, what are you crying for? And like, what's going on? I just asked, see your phone. These are things that have been going on. Yeah, I trust you. People are like, you should trust her. I get it, whatever. But I had some worry. And I think if your partner or somebody's worried about something, yeah, you should trust them. But things just weren't adding up that led to this very moment. Because I've never looked through my girl's phone ever. Never asked. Don't do that. That's not me. Men don't really do that anyway. Because I don't need to. Like, that's your personal and privacy stuff. But I didn't want to be hurt. And I haven't been in anything crazy since like I was 18. So I'm pretty spot on for when I date. But she started crying, and I was like, I confused. And she's like, I just don't want you to see something that you shouldn't see because I've been texting a guy about his situation, and I don't want you to see his information or something like that. And I was like, I won't look through that text. I don't need to see that text.
Why
Like,
would you cry about that? That's
yeah. I was just like, and I got a soft spot. People would be like, this man's a simp. JJ, like, what are you doing? This is. I'm like, I don't simp, but I got a little soft spot. But I was like, sticking to my guns. And she said no. I was like, I don't know if I can trust you on this note. If you can't disprove what these allegations are. And so we took a step back again and try to rekindle things. But I was very hesitant with this woman. Very, very, very hesitant.
Yeah, you're just ignoring red flags left and
right.
right.
Yeah. Very hesitant. Like, I took a step back. I was like, nah, So I was like.
So can you say about how old you were when all this was going on?
It was when I first moved here. So I was about 31. I'm 34 now. Yeah, 31. Yeah. So I had a good premise and grasp on like.
Was she older than you, or was she younger
She was
than
older than me. Definitely older than me. She was about.
Sounds like something that an older woman would do.
Yeah, I mean, wisdom, experience. You can master manipulation. I'll tell you that much. That's crazy. Definitely crazy. And I usually don't date older, but it's another story.
Okay.
So, after that, took a step back. We just became more friends, cordial friends. Like, yeah, she wanted sex and stuff like that. It just, something didn't seem right. And I was like, if you're messing around with other people, first you ain't telling me you got a husband. Second of all, you're saying, now you're not, things just weren't adding up. And I was like, I don't want to be with somebody who's out here on the street. I don't want that. If I wanted a street girl, I'll go find me I was going to say hooker, but that's too far. I'll go to the strip club and go that far. But, so yeah, that's a little extreme. But
you get your OnlyFans model if you want.
Yeah, like, what I'm saying, what am I doing? Just wasting time and effort on somebody useless at this point. So I didn't want all that to happen. So took a step back. We just became friends. I think I really started liking her more as I found a church here, which took me like a year and a half. There's so many. You got to keep going multiple times, of course. And I started bringing her to church. But I think whatever happened in that church, that I think a week later, 2 weeks later, that's when I found out that she had a fiance.
A fiance.